Well, good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Drive Marketing. It's December, it's sale season, and it wouldn't be sale season without doing some drive marketings with my good buddy Tyler Humphrey with Humphrey Ag Marketing Solutions. How are you, man?
How you did? Good. How are you doing today?
Oh, just incredible. It's my favorite time of the year. There's nothing beats sale season, man.
And you are right. We'll get to do about one of these a month for the next 3 months for me, anyhow.
That's right. I like it. And on top of being December, early December, it's National Finals Rodeo season, and you have brought something elite to the table. Tell us about the Angus Elite and how this came about.
Yeah. So was discussing with some buddies not too long ago that, hey, there's a lot of Angus sales out there. A lot of them are numbered up, but we've really lost focus of this Angus show heifer deal, and there was a need for it. And I said, hey, let me do you one better. Let's get some Red Angus involved also. And me and a couple buddies, mainly Garrett Kniebel, got together and got to visit a little bit. And this was the brainchild we come up with. We wanted to just basically get show heifer type matings, ones that a lot of different programs can use, and that was where it came from. We didn't want it just to be numbered stuff. We wanted it to be more show ring production oriented, that kind of deal, that a lot of different programs could use, and guys that just like to sell good females.
Right. Yeah, there's no doubt. You just have to, what is it, 2 pages into this, just by the way, it's one of my favorite sale catalogs that I've had come in the mail. It's such, your layout's pretty slick. Oh yeah. But it doesn't take but just a quick second to flip it open and see the quality that you're known for that. You really brought it to the table this time.
Yeah, I mean, we tried. Like I do in every sale, I leverage some relationships to get some good stuff, and that's really what you got to do. And I don't know if you were wanting to just go ahead and jump right into these, Brett, or what, but I can do it. So
Absolutely. Let's get talking about this first live lot, the lot A Red Angus female.
yeah, so this one comes from Niobrara Red Angus, and for those of you that are familiar with the Red deal, they're a very progressive firm out of Nebraska that's been coming on the map here lately. Started having production sales, and when I was talking with Garrett Kniebel, who does a lot of consulting for them, he said, "Hey, if we're going to bring something, it may as well just be the absolute best." Offering half of her was the only option; they weren't willing to let her go. And when you get into what she's done, you can see why. She has averaged $31,000 on 19 sons in the last year or two. And that's going through their bull sales privately or whatever. They've had $130,000 bull out of her. They call Township. They sold Blindside for 97,000, Knocking Boots for 50,000, and a whole slew of other ones. And then they've also said that her only bred daughters to ever sell at public auction have averaged $9,000 on 8 head. So this is really from the top of the herd there, what they're doing. This is the one they think is an absolute no miss. You can see she's due January 28th to NIO Rough Rider. So she'll be back and ready to go this spring. And you can listen to me talk about her. What I would invite anybody that has interest to do is give Garrett a call or give Jacob Bathke a call. Their information's here in the catalog. These guys would love to visit with you about her, but there is just not a better looking cow out there. And I had a guy call me the other day, said, "Hey, I seen her out in the pasture not too long ago, and that is one incredible looking bovine." And that was a guy that was just an honest appraiser. I mean, he was out there looking at cattle, and he saw her, and he goes, "Man, I can't believe you got her, because that is one awesome looking cow." So we are pretty tickled that we got this one from Niobrara, and like I said, give those guys a call. They'd love to visit about her.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Anytime that a guy wants to tout, you started off talking about show heifers, but your first lead lot female here, you did nothing but talk about the impact she's made from a herd sire standpoint. And to me, that's the true measure of an elite female right there. And what better way to start off with that elite Red Angus? Tell you
You
what,
do make a good point.
yeah, that Bloomberg crew and the Porter crew, they sure know what quality is. And with Lot B, you talk about swinging for the fences, buddy. You got it right here.
I'm a big fan of ground floor opportunities, and well, I'll go
Mhm.
back a couple years ago at my donors on ice sale. There was a Sandy daughter we sold 50% with the option to double. Same deal like this. She had never had a calf before, unproven, but the bloodlines were there. We sell her for 100,000. This is kind of the same deal with the same kind of potential. Except for this female's got one up. She's already proven she can make a little bit of money. They actually IVF this female one time, got 10 embryos. And last year, my donors on ice sale, we sold 3 of those eggs. The only 3 eggs to ever sell out of this cow, the only thing to ever sell out of her yet. Those eggs bring $3,300 an embryo in that sale
Wow.
last year. Now, I know she's had one natural calf out of the cleanup bull. Jake told me a nice little bull calf, but they're really getting ready to get started on her. They are great partners to have. They're willing to work with somebody if you want to buy the 50% interest. They are also willing to let it all go if you want to double that hammer price. So that's something you can figure out there on sale night. I do want to back up. We talked about what her embryos have sold for in a short amount of time and all that, but this female herself was an $80,000 sale feature out of the Weingartner program there a couple years ago to Sarah Sullivan. Sarah ended up taking this female, showing her at Junior Nationals, as you can see in the picture in the catalog, reserve grand champion at the National Junior Angus Show, a feat that not a lot of people accomplish. So this female's got that under her belt. And if you ever wonder, maybe she was a one-hit wonder. Well, this year her full sister sells for $90,000 at Weingartner sale. They're a little bit of what they call power in the blood there, in my opinion. But this is a female that they are pretty high on. They think you can build a program around. And like he said, he goes, no need to bring any embryos this time. I'll just bring the cow and we'll bring the best we got.
There you go. Live lot B. It's female coming to you from Bloomberg Outfit and Porter Cattle. It is 50% embryo interest with the option to own, double up to own 100%. And
Yes,
so
sir.
two highly respectful firms ahead, and then you bring a lot C. Wouldn't be anything without trying to market a bull calf. And I tell you what, that you've brought some interesting interesting firms together here to offer a live lot bull calf.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got to talking to Andrew, and if you've ever been on the selling end of it and trying to get seldom rest, they just don't like to market things outside of their sales. And we
Right.
talked for a while and we landed on this. And I went and looked at him myself right before their sale when he was still out running in a dirt lot. And I saw him and we got our heads together. I'm like, that thing will work. He's got some very intriguing pieces backed by an amazing cow that Catherine Coleman showed that was, champion in Louisville, Atlantic Nationals. You can read her credentials there in the catalog. But this is one that we think has some really interesting pieces, and not just for an Angus program, but this bull reminds me a lot of like a Style or a 24 karat, his sire, that'll make them multi-breed show heifers. And I really think this one has a lot of value, whether you breed him back on a main Angus program, you take him for half-blood Simmentals. I was just talking to Andrew a little bit ago, and, the right cowboys are calling on this guy. And I think this is one that a guy needs to pay attention to. There's a lot of opportunity here, I think, to run him on some cows, but promote semen on this guy. And we're prepared also. Andrew and I were just talking, we'll help the new owner, partial owner, get a program in place. We'll help him market some semen this spring. I know a guy that maybe has a good sale or two to put him in. And, the same guy maybe works for a good online sale company that can help put some of the marketing packages together. But yeah, so we have a lot of faith in this bull. And like I said, backed by a whale of a cow family, one that's just so smooth and gets out and moves, really just reads like he's going to make those show heifers. That's what we're excited about. That's where we think his place is. But you never know till you get on it. But there is a video available upon request. You can reach out to myself or Andrew, and we'd be glad to get that for you. If anybody's serious and wants to know more about the bull, we'd love to visit with you, and we've got that video. So just go ahead and get a hold of us. But yeah, that's one right there that we're happy to have. We're proud to have the Foster guys, Foster Seldom Rest Farms involved, and they always bring us something pretty cool and out of a top-notch donor female. It all goes back to those mother cows, in my opinion. So
that's right, top-notch donor female. And what else can be said this year with what 24 Karat's done? The impact he made this fall, whether it's live auctions, online sales, He was for sure the talk of the fall when it comes to the Angus sires. So, well, lots and lots of opportunity there with those live lots. I'll tell you what, I hit on it a minute ago. Your catalog cover is something to be pretty. I like it. I think the design of it's really awesome. But I tell you what, you didn't do this by yourself. You've got quite a few sales sponsors here that wanted to be a part of the things that you do. Let's talk about that real quick and what they're doing for you as well.
Yeah. So if you've ever done any of these big genetic sales where you get people together and have it at a location, you really can't do it without these sponsors.
Right.
And we've had some big ones step up. You know, if our business is good, their business is good, and vice versa. So first and foremost, the major sales sponsor, Transova, they've actually opted to ride with us through all three of our events this winter and spring. And Sarah and all the folks at Transova have been awesome. Actually, we just recorded a podcast on their Transova podcast the other day. I think it will be out a day or two before the sale. But like I said, they're great partners. Anything we've ever needed, they've been right there for us. Another one too that's come on is Claire Lane Semen Sales. I do a lot of business with Carly throughout the year. I do a lot of her sales on SC Online Sales, and she wanted to step up and sponsor this sale. She's also got some semen. We're selling some elite semen there in the back of the book, and she's got a few of those lots herself. So we can't thank her enough. You know, she has weekly semen sales pretty much on SC or on one of the other sales sites as well. Wilkerson Farms, I got to visit them with those guys earlier this fall. And I said, hey, every year I've got people that buy these embryos out of my sale, and then they call me and say, hey, where are we going to put them in at? And
Right.
which, you know, to me is a little bit of the cart for the horse, but hey, we're just glad they're there. But anyway, so I said,
Right.
hey, wouldn't it be great if we just let these guys know, hey, call up Wilkerson Farms. They can coach you through what you need. They have cows year round. They can fit your program. Austin Wolf with Donor Solutions, another one. Donor Solutions has actually been a sponsor of every event I've ever had since 2009.
Really?
Going back to Brian Hannon before Austin owned it, and then now Austin. So literally, Donor Solutions have played a pretty large role in it. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Show Circuit Online Sales. They help us with all of our online marketing, view only for catalog links and stuff like that, which is so much very appreciated. So that's our sponsors. Like I said, we appreciate everything they do. And if you guys can use their services, we would direct you to them first and foremost, because we know they're friendly to those of us in the business. So, yeah, that's what we've got. I don't know. You know, I told you earlier, Brett, we really can't sit here and hit on every one of these embryo lots because it gets a little mundane, especially when you know, every one of these could be a lot one in some sale or another, in my opinion. One thing I did want to highlight, though, that I think is pretty special, our lot one, we are offering an IVF cycle out of MHG Barcelona 107J, which would be the Red Angus female that Morley Griffith is campaigning right now, that has won every show out there. And that heifer's dam won every show out there. And this is another deal there where I called him and I thought I was going to get a no, but Neil Thompson talked with them and they made a decision as a group, and Morley brought that one to us. So, I mean, we're excited about that. I mean, there's embryos out, full sib embryos to the Angus Show Heifer of the Year. There's, you know, embryos out of high selling donor cows from this fall. There's new options. There's old options. You know, Kyle Walters bringing us full sibs to the one that Pembroke just showed the champion at Louisville. So, I mean, it's current. It's time tested. It's working. There's maternal sibs, the $100,000 ones, $150,000 ones. You know, I could go on and on. I won't. I'm sitting here looking through it, and
It's
there's
a
literally
who's who without a doubt. I mean, and it's stuff that's current. We're talking about. You just talked about current show heifers, and I mean, you know, it doesn't matter what page you flip to. It's something that's going on right now in the business. You could be in the driver's seat when you leave Las Vegas. You could be in the driver's seat next year, just in terms of the genetic opportunity you've put together.
I mean, wrap your head around this. Lot 29, Jake Cunningham, BC2 show cattle. You're getting choice of 12 different pregnancies from his 4 best donor cows. Wow. And you pick. and they're all listed right there. One choice, and you pick it. And I had a guy call me. He's like, man, I'd like to buy some eggs to make a donor cow. I said, why sit on the investment for a year? I said, buy one of these pregnancies and you can calve that thing out this spring and be ready to roll and get going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's different things for everybody on here. I'll tell you right now, back in the semen section, the number one hardest bull, in my opinion, to get semen on right now in any breed is 6 Mile John Wick.
Right.
And we sold it the other night I've only ever seen it sell from the owners one time. And it was a couple weeks ago in a fundraiser sale for the Red Angus breed. Brings $3,600 a straw, and there's 2 of them that sold. So the fact that they've got 5 units here on this sale is unprecedented. And if you have any kind of intentions of ever using this bull, you probably better, I mean, I'll be honest, he wouldn't get back with me and give me a yes or a no. And I kind of just put it in there and sent the proof. And he was like, okay, well, yeah, we'll do it. So I kind of tied his hand a little bit, but it's stuff like that. And that's what we think makes it good. And that's what makes it fun, is getting stuff that you don't see every day.
Right. Absolutely. So for those going to be in Las Vegas at the national finals, this sale is slated for 2:00 that day. But we've got a room change there at the Bellagio.
Yep. Actually, the door, if you want to come socialize and have a drink, the sale will actually be at 3:30 Pacific time. So that'd be 6:30 Eastern time for those of us across the spectrum. But if you've ever been to the Bellagio, the heart of the Bellagio is that conservatory where they've got all the waterfalls and all that. If you make it to that, which you cannot miss it, and you veer to the left, that'll take you around a couple hallways, and that's back to their convention center where they have their banquet rooms. And you're going to be looking for the Tower Ballroom and room number 8, and there will be a sign out front. You cannot miss it, but it's right across the hall from where we're originally going to be. But I just want to stress to everybody, if you're in Las Vegas, and I've had a lot of friends reach out and say they're going to be there, and that's great. Come by, even if you don't have any intention of buying, come by, check out the sale. If you're in the cattle business, you're friends of ours, so we'd like to see you there. And the other thing to remember too is bidding available on CCI.Live. And the nice thing about CCI is you can go ahead and register now. You don't need to wait until a half hour before sale time. You can go do it right now. I just checked today, it's open. And even if you're going to be there and you want to, just show up at the clerk's table and grab your number. If you register online at home and you stop and see the ladies at the clerk's table, they can look you up. Yep, you're registered, and they'll give you your number. So you can do that homework at home. And if you're old school and you do not like the computer, but there's something in here you want to leave an order on, or you want to be on the phone, you give me a call. My phone number's in the catalog, or text me, and we will make sure we have you on the phone. Hey, sometimes I like to do business that way myself. So we will take care of you any which way you need to be taken care of, so you can try and get your genetic packages bought.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I got to tell you, it's been a good time visiting with you. I know you can see what, once again, another sale that you've put together that's current. Looks fun. I can only expect good things when you put something together. But if you're in Las Vegas, December the 8th, the Bellagio Hotel, it's the Angus Elite sale. If you can't, and as well, CCI.Live, view it on SCO. Until then, Humphrey, good luck, man, and great job as always.
Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you do, and thank you for getting this out there for us.
Absolutely. Thank